Okay. Am I good to go? Okay. Am I good to go? I can't hear anything, so I guess it sounds like we are good. All good. My audio sounds a little bit dodgy. I'm not sure if that's just me.
No, I think it was the same for me as well. Not really sure. If you want to try and share your screen, I should be able to look and give you a hand. Yeah. Yeah. So desktop audio. Oh, you're fine because it's already using the desktop audio, so you can just mute the audio output capture, and that's fine. There you go. Right. That's all.
Are we good?
Yeah, should be fine now.
That sounds better. Okay. We made it.
Hey.
Welcome everyone. All right, we'll get this show rolling. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining us on such a fantastic day. My name is Grant Russo. I'm here today with my partner in crime, James. How are you today, James?
I'm pretty damn good, Grant. Thanks for asking.
AK the governor, of course. I've got to give you the full title.
Oh yeah. I don't want random people coming to me calling me James. It needs to be the official the governor title. So.
Absolutely. So, for all of you tuning in today, we are doing a special best of 3 show match between BTC College, who were the second place from the British Esports School Championships, and they're taking on an Army team. Army A team specifically. They call themselves the Cross Lane Firers. Great little name. And this is a best of 3, all in the name of charity, raising money for the NHS. Especially during these very, very difficult times, NHS Charities Together. If you are interested in donating, everything is super, super appreciated. To donate, just look below the stream and you will see a donate button, all highlighted in green there, for COVID-19 relief. So please donate there, and it's greatly appreciated. Meanwhile, we are already cracking on with game 1. So on blue side here, we have BTC College, and on red side, we have Army A. As we start these bands off, perhaps, James, you can just run through like some of the things that are strong right now, some things that are weak, and we can just see how the picks and bans go.
Yeah, sure. So no surprises sort of coming out here so far. When you go to these sort of like lower elos, it's better to be sort of banging out these comfort champions. Not all of these people will be able to play like the really high meta stuff. We do see a Set and a Thresh coming out, and an Ezreal as well. Those 3 are all pretty top tier at the moment in their respective positions. The Thresh especially has been popping up sort of all over the place.
Absolutely. So just give you an idea of the level we have here. So BTC is mainly made up of gold players, but don't let that fool you, because they've been playing together for a long time, and they showed it with that second place in the school championship. So one of those where being a 5 perhaps a little bit stronger than rank shows. On the Army side, these are a bunch of guys who've been playing for quite a few years. They were very keen to tell me how long they've been playing. I think it ranged between sort of 3 and 7 years, so quite a mixture. And we've got a couple of diamonds, we've got a plat, we've got a gold, we've got a silver. So quite a wide variety. Like in my mind, it's going to be a really balanced game, and I'm very curious to see how sort of the 5 of BTC match up to perhaps the individualness of Crossfire laners.
Yeah, definitely. The where I'm going to be looking at really is on the Army team's bot lane. It's where they've got Elo is highly concentrated. It's also a lot of champions that they play that are quite strong in the meta. But looking into the picks so far as well, we do see a Volibear being taken up on the side of the Army team. And this has been popping up a lot recently in competitive play and solo queue as well. Very, very strong. People have sort of finally gotten used to how to build him now with the Doran's ring starts, the PTA as well in your runes. And he's a really, really strong champion in that top lane now.
Absolutely. I can't quite remember who is the jungler for BTC on the blue side here, but what I do remember is that they played a lot of Echo. So that for me probably smells a little bit of comfort. But as you say, those stronger picks, the Volibear coming out on the side of Army, as you say, is a very in meta pick at the moment. But wouldn't be surprised to see Comfort coming out, especially for game one. This is a best of three, so you've got time to, play what's comfortable, see how the other team want to play. As we see a Shen locked in there, again, a crouching Jaeger, who I believe is their top laner. That's something he played a lot during his tournaments. So everything going pretty standard, I think, for the side of BTC. The question is like how Army, as you say, do they go for these meta picks versus what they play? I've had a look at their OP.GGs and I don't see much Volibear. I see a tiny bit of Volibear, 6 games on a Prey. So, it's that kind of thing. Like, do you pick for meta versus pick for what you're actually good at?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, the Volibear is not a terribly difficult champion to get to grips with. It's not a very highly mechanically intense champion. So I'd honestly imagine about 6 games would be, pretty fine to pick it up in this sort of situation. We do see the TF being locked in as well. We're very much sort of seeing, while TF is still a bit more off meta, but with the Karma and the Volibear, we are definitely seeing the Army team play more into that sort of meta style. And then on the side of BTC, we do have that comfort.
Absolutely, and I will say it looks like the RBA team have been watching a little bit of Excel play today with the Twisted Fate and the Volibear pinked up. So they've clearly seen Cage on special play. They've decided to follow suit. So I like that.
Yeah.
Couple more bans coming in. Aphelios, obviously a very smart ADC ban in this current meta. 200 years proving quite strong in recent times. Trundle matched along with a Caitlyn actually, which I do remember. Again, that's one that Andy Boy, he played a lot, if I remember, on the ADC position. So they've done the research, which is obviously a good sign, and clearly, just want to take out their comfort.
Just mad.
Yeah, the Aphelios being taken away, really, really good ban. Actually, like I said, I think this Army team will definitely lean quite heavily on that bot lane, and the Aphelios and the Ezreal being banned out is going to make things a little bit more difficult for Supergoon to be able to actually convert that early lead.
Absolutely. So, blue side BTC, red side Army A, aka the Cross. I've got to keep remembering his name. I keep going back to my Discord check. Cross Lane Firers. It's a great name, but it's also so hard to pronounce. As you see, Kane and Kai'Sa locked in here. Kane's a little bit different, so that means that Volibear is probably moving top side, and this will be a Kane jungle instead. So that flex shown now. As we see the last pick coming through here, looks like it's the probably the mid actually. They're waiting on. Sorry, as Echo, as we said, was a jungler for the side of BTC.
Yeah, Kai'Sa being locked in, bit of an old school kind of pick as well. Hasn't really been popping up in the meta very much at all recently. So again, as we say, leading into this narrative, we have a BTC preferring that comfort. Are we going a bit more for the meta? But I mean, that's kind of been thrown out the door as well with the Kayn and the Jhin being locked in. I've seen a little bit of play in some ERLs with the Jhin. It's definitely not completely out of meta, but still definitely going to be a slightly weaker than if Ezreal and Aphelios were allowed through.
Well, you talk of old school picks and the Annies come out for the side of BTC. They picked the Twisted Fate on Army A in the first 3. They didn't ban any mid laners to follow. So they clearly didn't mind who they play TF into. Annie into TF, is that a thing? That's probably one you've not thought about before.
Honestly, I'm not a mid lane. I'm not a mid lane main, and it's been a very long time since I've even been in a game with an Annie, let alone play it or cast it. But I imagine it does pretty well. It's a relatively simple champion that you can play into most matchups, really. So I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think it's an interesting pick to play. But I was kind of, if we were in a different sort of situation, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's just a placeholder pick. We'll wait to find out what that is. But no, it's definitely going to be the Annie going into it.
Definitely the Annie.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And as I was talking about comfort earlier, but a nice team fight setup actually for the side of BTC, which, as we said, this is a team that's played a lot together as a 5. They know how to play this team fighting setup now. You've got the Shen for a lot of shielding. You've got the Morgana, obviously, for both defensive. But if that Annie wants to, teleport in with home guards and rush forward, throwing on that spell shield can provide a lot of assistance. Kyson getting to backline results. So they've got a lot of sort of running potential run at Army A in that Annie, in that Kai'Sa ult, and the Shen obviously TPing behind, ulting behind. On the other side, though, I really like the Karma pick so far for Army A because that actually negates a lot of that pressure. If you just sort of mantra E, run away, oh dear, they try to run us, and we're fine. So
yeah, a lot of protection there for the Jhin. as I said, this highlight matchup will definitely be these bot lanes. I think while these picks haven't really gone to that style, apart from the TF potentially, where the roams will start to come in for that bot lane, it's still definitely my highlight matchup to watch for this one. I think this game's going to be quite a lot on Quantum as well for BTC. I remember in the final for the British Esports Championships, he was actually really, really impactful on that Echo. So I hope to see another strong performance from him.
Absolutely. So just a reminder, as we're a minute 30 away from this game starting, we have BTC, that's British. I've just got Bridgewater and Taunton College. They are British. Playing up against Army A team, aka the Cross Lane Firers. This is a show match. And as a reminder, it is for charity. We are looking to raise money here for the NHS Charities Together, which is obviously the one that's being raised for COVID relief. If you are looking to donate, that's super, super appreciated. And if you're looking to donate, it's available. The links in the chat is also a button below the stream, the big donate button. So please, if you have anything to give, super, super appreciated. Meanwhile, 45 seconds away, starting our best of three. Now, let's start off with the tough question, James. What's your prediction for this best of three? Knowing how BTC are and knowing nothing about Army A.
Well...
It's an easy question.
Going into it, I would expect Army just because of the difference in skill of players. But if I am going out of this draft, I really liked the first half from both teams, and then I didn't especially like the Kane Jin as much as I didn't really like the Kai'Sa Annie. So if things had continued, I actually maybe would have preferred BTC's comp, and I actually maybe would have been backing them. But I think just because of the power pick and the volley bear, and the difference in individual skill, I think I probably still have to give the draft and also the game to the Army team.
Exactly. I'm not sure chat will like that. Looks like we've got a lot of Army fans in the chat. The big thing is the side of Army's bot lane, that is Shepherd and Supergoon. They are the diamond players in parentheses on the team. So a lot of it feels like if BTC survive the laning phase and specifically survive the bot lane laning phase, the rest of the map is super balanced. We know BTC can play as a 5 as well, really well. So a lot of it is going to come down, I think, to that sort of first 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes they try to get out of laning phase. We are just looking to sync up here just before we start to make everybody's life easier. So talking to the producer in chat, if we go to 10 seconds now and pause. As I move to 10 seconds as well. There we go. And we'll start on 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So, red side, Army A. Blue side, BTC. British Esports, second place school. I was going to say champions, but second place, unfortunately, I can't say that. But second place on that. So you've got the representation of schools versus the best representation of the Army. So this is, in my opinion, as good as it gets when it comes to a proper show match like this for British Esports. I love that.
Definitely.
Just going to see some basic level 1 starts here, but yeah, excited to get into this best of 3.
Yeah, certainly. And looking down at the runes, nothing really jumping out at me at the moment, really. Interesting to see the Halo Blades, but I imagine that's been kind of a standard thing on a few ADCs at the moment. I haven't actually seen it on the Kai'Sa. I mean, I haven't seen Kai'Sa in a long time anyway, but I assume it's fine. That's the only sort of thing that leaks out at me, though. And as I said in the Champion Select, the PTEA on the Volley Bear as well, really, really strong laner. But Shen's not too bad of a laner himself. I think he'll be able to hold it quite well and hopefully weather the Volley Bear storm to link it up to the characters, you know.
Very nice, love that. So nothing too aggressive going on. There was a deep ward actually put in the side of Army A. They managed to get a ward onto red, so they're going to know where Quantum starts here, as my champions are all out of order, so I struggle with the name. Quantum starting from that blue side, looks like he's going to already move up towards River. So if he goes to invade here, already going to see a little bit of a connection on the red buff here, as that's where Kane started also. Yeah,
very early, but I mean, it's very telegraphed. Canes always do start on those Raptors, so Echo being very, very ambitious, but very calculated in the invade.
Absolutely, he is actually forcing him out, as a little bit of trading does go on there. But
does
nothing
actually steal the buff off him as well.
He did actually steal the buff. Meanwhile, Doolittle's already moved in here. They're trying to put some damage down, but if Echo walks away here, a little bit of a win. Senpai doesn't want to give it up that easy, but some good pressure there coming in from Andy just to force him away. And, you know, he got the red buff, and that puts the Kane behind. Never a bad thing.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think this is going to lean heavily on Quantum. This game is going to be very heavily impacted by the junglers, and especially Quantum on that Echo. And this is a really, really great start from him. Really, really intuitive, actually, to go into that buff, knowing that the Kane is going to be doing Raptors. I mean, that's the kind of thing that you see people that have, you know, put thousands and thousands of hours into the game going in and doing, because you just know, and you're very confident in doing that. And well played for him to be able to actually get out and escape Doolittle in the process as well.
Absolutely. So 3 minutes in here, small little lead there. There's actually a little bit of damage coming to Krupnik there. They were invading the red in return. He's going to have to flash away, so they are doing that. Meanwhile, Andy, he's trying to move in now to find Doolittle. He will also flash away as we suddenly cry across the top, where there's a lot of damage going down onto Crunchy Jaeger. That's the power of Volibear. A really good invade coming from the side of Army A. Good communication there to get in and take that red buff away.
Yes, a lot of action, but still no kills so far, but huge amount of trades coming out in every single lane we see. Unfortunately, although the Volibear has gone for the Doran Shield as opposed to the ring, still a huge amount of trading power against that Shen, and already very, very low and in a very dangerous position as well.
No, exactly. But we do see a gank coming in here. They have managed to try. They just missed out on the parallel convergence stun coming through Doolittle. He flashed away in time, so really good work for him. Burn damage comes down, not quite enough to take the kill. A good flash away from Doolittle, but good pressure from Quantum on his favorite pick, that Echo.
Yeah, definitely. Huge to be able to burn that flash off of the TF as well. That's going to allow them to return very, very soon for hopefully another kill. And very, very easy to stun your lane opponent as Annie. You know, it's a click. It's not much skill involved in hitting an Annie stun. So if Quantum's able to return very, very soon, especially before TF hits 6 and he's able to run around the map, that could really change this matchup.
Absolutely. We see a TP coming in their mid, but we spoke about the pressure on bot lane. That's the diamond bot lane of Supergoon and Shepherd for Army A. And it's already showing there is also a 10 CS lead there in bot already. And a lot of pressure coming down. And we see some good trading coming from Crouching A at the top again. As we said, if they can survive that laning phase, not too damaged, not too hurt for the side of BTC on blue, that's a really, really good start. As we actually see X-Shepherd walk in here, trying to trade damage, and you can just feel the pressure they're trying to put down onto Amvos. They do not want him farming. Meanwhile, a gank on the top side, they do actually land the stun, and this is going to be first blood for the side of BTC. A really nice pickup there. Quantum landing some beautiful parallel conversions so far this game already. There was a flash wave of Prey, didn't see it in, and wasn't able to get away in time.
And that is huge. The early strength of that Volibear has been completely mitigated now. He's just lost a few minions into the tower as well, so he's going to be going behind in farm as well, and he's going to be coming back to a Shen that's going to have a nice amount of gold in his pocket, and he's going to be picking up a pretty, really good item, I'd expect. Let's have a look how much his gold has he got. Is he going to be able to afford it? Yeah. He's going to be coming back with most likely a Balmy Cinder. There we go. And that's going to allow him to trade much more effectively with that Volibear.
Exactly. Really, really good spot for that top side now. So the question becomes, do BTC work to release the pressure on bot, or do they instead just keep funneling resources into mid and top? Good vision coming down for the side of Army A there on the bot side. You can see that river is covered. No opportunity for sneaking away a Drake here. So far, very even game. Just 200 gold in it. We are still early, of course, but I'm already liking the look of this. Like this is already shaping up for a good series in my mind.
Yeah, no, actually incredibly even so far. We've everything expected so far, actually, with Quantum kind of being the difference there for BTC and trying to net them as many advantages as possible, and as well with the Army, their bot lane coming through with a decent amount of lead. It's not too much. That Jhin coming back into lane with a BF sword is definitely going to hurt a lot more, but they're still not in too bad of a shape in the bot lane. It's not too much of a lead for the Army side.
Exactly, and as we see Quantum, he's trying to take over this jungle game here to keep his team as strong as possible. We do actually Dragon Star to side of Army. That vision and that pressure on bot lane coming in clutch. They saw the side of BTC back. They knew that was the opportunity to take Drake. They do that with a plum, as they actually get a little bit of damage down to Andy on the way out. So really nice pick up there for Army A.
Yeah, and again, using that bot pressure that they have to go and let themselves a dragon. Nice early sort of dragon to be taking as well, setting them up quite well. And that is the Mountain Drake going down as well, so we won't be seeing that soul today.
No, here's to a cloud in every game, right? As always.
Yeah, we do have the Infernal coming up, so it is either going to be that cloud or the ocean. No,
I know what my money's on.
Yeah, I'd actually really like to see the Ocean Soul for the Army team. I think that they'll really enjoy that, especially if we're seeing a Rast. Definitely going to be wanting to see a couple of Executioners, even without the Ocean Soul coming up. Volibear's healing from his ability after you start going in trades is actually really strong. People are even starting to build like Gunblade on the champion to try and rely on his healing like that much.
Yeah, it can be super strong, super obnoxious, and that's why you often see sort of Execution calling those kind of items picked up. If you put him in that one-on-one, it's very hard to take him down, especially as he picks up an Ocean Drake or two. So, an obnoxious champion that's doing well, as we see Krausen Jaeger doesn't want Prey to back there. Paralokovic actually coming behind. Echo is here. Quantum, he's wanting to get damage on Prey. Prey will now flash. Kane has not moved. Senpai Goon going, I do not want this fight. He stays on Krugs. And the ultimate away from Prey just to escape that.
Even then, that's really huge. Two very big cooldowns from that Volibear going down. Now the flash as well as his ultimate, which has a really high cooldown for an ultimate. You know, it's obviously not as big as the Shen's teleport, but it's definitely going to be very impactful and stop that Volibear from being much of a menace.
Exactly. It actually looks like Quantum wants to take this fight. They've had Crouching Jaeger come in, but TF has gone in behind. Doolittle's got no mana, though, as the Shen ult comes down onto Quantum to save him. Now Annie Boy's moved up. That's the Annie coming out for the pure damage and the stun. Doolittle's running away. Cleanse will come out for him. No, Cleanse, sorry. He will try and walk away as good as he can. Super Goon walking forward. He wants to get the kill onto Quantum. Will, in fact, flash forward for it. That'll take forward. Now Flash coming in for Senpai Goon as well. He will pick up a second. Jin opens up trying to pick Krutmak. Doesn't quite in time. Shen actually managed to trade onto Senpai Goon. For all of a sudden, that was looking really bad for BTC. They somehow walk out 1 for 2, but overall a win for Army A.
Yeah, definitely. I'm surprised it didn't end up getting more. I think BTC were lucky not to lose any more members. They will be losing the Herald here as well, and a pretty good lane swap actually from the Army team there to go in and try and put that pressure into the top lane. You know, the objective on the bot side, the Dragon's not going to be up for another 3 minutes, so they're very happy to try and move their strength into that top lane, and it's going to net them a Herald and hopefully some early plates for them as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's doing the calling here on BT. It's actually just going to go back there, so Shepard, he's going to have to walk away.
Red buff is going to be really hard.
Red buff won't help, but Rast form, not yet complete for Kane, but he is there just to force away. But yeah, good calling starting off for the side of Crossfire Laners, Army A. Whoever's calling the shots, they've picked up a Mountain Drake, they've picked up a Rift Herald, they've managed to perform a lane swap, so they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. I've been impressed by both sides so far, actually, in their play, actually.
A little bit of damage coming out there, Senpai Goon. He's going to try and go forward. He wants to take this fight, but this time, Quantum is here to match. Level 6 coming out, though, so he will umbrel into him and walks away alive. Looks like we're going to be walking away. Nothing too much happening here. As Quantum actually tanks. No. Another stun onto a stun, though. Can't use the ultimate. Can't pull back. And that good layering of CC coming out from Super Goon and Doolittle together there means that the kill and a Rift Herald pawned here, and this first turret is in trouble for BTC.
Oh,
actually, I said that. They're going to try and take the fight. A lot of damage coming out there, and all of a sudden, Super Goon's dead. Now the fight is in control for BTC. Flash away from Amvoz. He had to walk away, but he has the damage ability. They're trying to get as much account to Prey. His healing will keep him alive. Heal comes down in the meantime. Oh, actually, just a flash away in time for Krutmak to keep him alive, as those cards from Twisted Fate seem to almost cut through all 4 of them. So they got some plays inside Army A. They still did well, but a really nice engagement from Crouching Jaeger ensures that they at least take a kill on the way out.
Yeah, but I think they were extremely lucky there. Crouching Jaeger is quite strong at the moment on that Sunfire Cape, on a decent spike, but the rest of the team just isn't there, and you saw that in the team fight there, walking away with, you know, even less than 100 on most people's HP bars, and they were very lucky that Jin wasn't still alive to pick them up with the ultimate.
Exactly. Doolittle having a very strong game to start here. He's got 20 CS lead on mid. He's got the 1 kill as well and 2 assists to his name. So while bot lane actually have done a great job side BC in staying even, in fact, the sort of big difference showing in mid so far. But we have seen a lot of trading and fights come on here in this mid lane, and a lot of jungle focus. As the Crouching A didn't quite get the engage he wants there. Army A look like they're moving toward Drake. We're already, I was saying, up for some sort of Drake control, Drake fight here coming up, as this is an Infernal.
Yeah, looking at the vision cover actually at the moment, BTC are in a pretty decent position. Unfortunately, that crab is going over. Oh!
Yes, all in to come from Annie Boy. He's trying to kill. He doesn't get away. The minions take him down. He took 1 too many turret shots there. So mid laner for top laner down. The Bruiser for the damage. As actually TF ult comes out. They want to see where the team is. Wasn't followed up with the ult, but didn't need to. Stun comes down onto Crouching Egg. He's okay. Meanwhile, Kane has gone in, will dash into Kropmak. He is a little bit low, but a little bit hit him come out. He's not quite down. He managed to walk away. Now Jin's going to open up with the sniper shots. Gets 1, 2. Tries to land 3 onto Quantum. Crouching Jaeger sacrificing his life here. It looks like trying to stay alive, but actually Jin didn't fire. I thought there was a 4th shot, but Jin didn't seem to let loose what already happened. So BT, again, nobody dies, but this time Drake control for the side of Army A.
I mean, yeah, they're getting lucky again, but unfortunately, a fight is going to break out and they are going to start losing members there. Senpai Goon playing extremely aggressive is going to be really, really close.
This Infernal Drake does more damage than you realise, guys, and perhaps BTC feel like they have a little bit of a possibility as they're trying to throw out some stuns and some shots. Nothing really lang times, but a lot of damage coming to Kropmak there. They will actually pick up Kropmak on the way out. Really good play for Super Tune. They've now ulted onto Andy Boy and onto Amvoz. It looked like they were trying to come around the side and pick up what they could, but instead got caught out by the volley barrel. As flash forward now, they've got the stun on Scratching Jaeger. They are trying to take him down in time. He will get his little shield up, so base attack stop him, but it won't be enough. He'll walk away, and even with that taunt, a kill handed over Subs Goon. Now Army A have got a 3k gold leader in control of this game.
Yeah, and there goes the fight, there goes the Dragon, and Army now very much in control of this game here. They've got a 3k gold lead. I mean, that fight was a bit desperation from BTC. They kind of already lost the Dragon, but they were so desperate for these kills. I feel like a lot of these fights have just been one side being very, very desperate to go for the other where they don't really need to. But unfortunately, that's gone on the side of the Army so far.
It's needed. It looked really good at one moment there for Amvoz and Andy B-Boy coming around from the side. Looks like they can pick up because Infernal Drake's doing a lot of damage, but really nice collapse coming in from the cross lane firers there to prevent the kills going down. So very nice pick up. 2 Drakes, 1 Rift Herald, all the objects in the name. Kane hasn't actually changed form yet, but it looks like he will be shorting.
He has the Shadow ready,
okay, so
but he might just be waiting.
He's waiting for red, which is smart, as we see a little bit of a collapse on mid here, but looks like Andy will walk away. Actually, flash forward there. Flash traded for flash. So the shield giving the speed to Doolittle from Shepard there means that forced out that initial flash. Nice little trade there. But yeah, they've got pressure all across the map right now. And you see that deep vision on bot side. You know, as they took that Drake, it just feels all in control for Army A here.
Yeah, definitely. And crucially, actually, that trade of flashes in the mid lane, I think Army are pretty happy with that because that flash engage from the Annie is going to be really important for these team fights. Potential catch, though.
Yeah, a lot of damage again coming out onto Andy. He's going to have to walk away again. Didn't back in time as we see a big trade coming out. Prey fancies this. He doesn't want to let Crouching Jaeger have control of the lane, so good trading coming out. Bit of poke damage coming onto the tower mid lane as now the Rift Tail becomes the objective. It is just around 15 seconds away. So you see again how Army A move in. They set up the vision, they set up the control. They want this objective. They don't want to give anything over to BTC.
Yeah, not at all. Big trade in the top lane though. Ooh.
A lot of damage coming out there again. And Prey, he's getting very aggressive here. In fact, Crouching Jaeger just goes, well, thank you very much, I guess. And he just takes kill. You did see Senpai Goon moving up there, but perhaps a little bit of miscommunication, as they do actually land the stun onto Doolittle in the mid lane, but it's returned. But actually, Amvoz goes in. He wants to take the fight. He does take a tower shot in return, however. And now Shepard's walked away, but he flashes forward to take the kill, so at least he traded 1 for 1. Kropmak, he has to flash away as well, as Senpai Goon goes in, but the Ignite will take him down. 2 for 1 for side Army A. Amvoz trying to play the hero, didn't quite pull it off.
Yeah, you saw a bit of light there from BTC. They were getting these picks and they were pumping out that damage, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. They weren't able to take down that TF in time, and Senpai Goon now, with that Rast form, he is going to be very, very strong right now.
Yeah, he's in a great position. Only 2 and 2, however, that Rast form, as you say, so strong in the meta right now, and is a perfect for stopping a lot of the engagement on the outside team. Couple that with Shepard, and you've got a very nice setup for fights, whether you want to kite back or go forward. Again, they are trying to get someone to Crouching Jaeger here, but he will simply dash away. That Rift Herald is sitting there. You are seeing Prey push towards the top side, getting the pressure, and now it looks like Army are going to move as they put TF in the bot lane, and obviously with his ult, he has the ability to come into the fight. Also has TP up. Yeah,
interesting. We actually see the Banshee's Veil coming up from the TF as well, so trying to turn into a little bit of a gold card bot for his team there, trying to stay as safe as possible to deny the Annie stun as well as the Morgana Q. Very defensive play coming out from them there, but they're able to pick up a Herald as well. Finally, now they should be able to crack that mid lane tower, and that will allow this game to start really showing the difference in gold.
Objective number 4 picked up uncontested. for the side of Army A now. That's 4 in a row. So they are going to immediately pop the Rift Herald top. They want to get Prey some gold, get him back into the game, as you now see a TP force out from Crouching Jaeger. Is it going to go through? It will. The Spell Shield will help that. But immediately forcing a TP just stop Rift Herald, not ideal. And Army A, they have pressure across the map, control the map, and they have that gold lead to go with it.
Yeah, definitely. Not much else to be going on right now. We've got the Dragon coming up in about 20 seconds. That's going to be pretty big.
Called it!
Oh, it actually is as well. Oh, I didn't spot that, to be fair.
Just realised.
There's definitely something in the code. It's not 20. It's not 25% chance. It definitely isn't.
I'm dreaming of the day where we cast a game where it's not a Cloud Soul. I think we had Infernal Soul once, but you know, match that with something like 15 Cloud Souls throughout this time. But as you say, Army A, they are taking control. Again, they've got the vision, they've got the pressure in bot lane pushed in, which means that Andy has to go take that. This will mean a free Drake. At least this time, BTC, they're going, you know what, we're not going to try and trade it for free. We're going to try and take top. TP forced from the side of Prey there to defend, and with no push on the side of Crouching Jaeger there, that means he can TP somewhat freely. So they defend mid and they take Drake, and again, Army A just in this really, really strong position.
Yeah, definitely. Very much in the driving seat of this game now. All that happens is these mid tower is taken down. They're able to establish vision cover properly in each side of the jungle, and then they'll be able to make picks so much cleaner with the Kayn, with the TF, and it will be a much easier game for them to try and take hold of.
Exactly. So just coming up to the 20-minute mark there, just a minute short, and you know, you say anything that's over sort of a 3 to 4k gold lead at 20 minutes is very, very strong, and we are sitting on that 4k at this time, and 3 Drakes to match with it means that Cloud Soul is the next objective, you think, in 4 minutes. So, I mean, that's probably one that BTC will want to fight on, but you know, with every minute this goes on, you know, that Annie's getting stronger, that that Kai'Sa's getting stronger, and, you know, there are opportunities here, but with Army A playing the map how they are, it's just not going to be easy. As we see, actually, a lot of engage coming on the side there. Shepard got really, really aggressive walking through the turret there, and is going to trade his life as a result. Anvils picks that one up. Stun coming out there with wild cards, but it's not enough. Doolittle just gets away in time, though. Tower is still up here, and he'll probably throw out a few Qs to save it. A lot of cockiness, one would argue, there from the side of Army, but they're actually now trading back. Now they've gone too far. BT are caught out. Senpai Goon, he's going to go into the Morgana as we see TF go in, but he's got no mana to follow up this time. A lot of damage comes on Senpai Goon. Crouching Jaeger picks up Senpai. Meanwhile, also death for Doolittle. That mana wasn't there. Now Super Goon all by himself. He's trying to run away. He's dropping down traps on his way out. He is fast if he lands close. He's doing a lot of damage, but that Q from Morgana binds the soul as we see a kill come down in mid just to add to the fun. Really, really good fight there from BTC. Looked a little bit in trouble initially, but they turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Super Goon and thinking he was going to be the superstar player of that, but that team fight, definitely Amvoz strutting his stuff. Mana Moon not even completed, but able to pump out a huge amount of damage.
And you see there, the team fighting we spoke about of BTC, this is what they do. This is what they know best. They may not have the highest ranks, but they have played together a lot, and you know, really nice conversion of targets. Immediately turn on to Doolittle. Then they turn on Senpai Goon as he comes out of his ult and pick up kill, and I thought they were in trouble, but yeah, that's that sort of experience, one would say, showing through, which feels odd to say for a school team, but it's very true.
Yeah, you say, I mean, crucially, I think as well, what you noted with target selection as well, we've seen 3 fights now where team of BTC have been leading with minuscule health bars, and I think that's really the big difference here. If those team fights had just had a little bit more damage, or there'd been a little bit more cohesion for the Army side, maybe they would have netted a few more kills from that, and this game would be much more in their control. But apart from the Dragons, we're looking at a pretty even game right now, and we talk about the scaling of Kai'Sa and the Annie, but that Shen is becoming a legitimate split push threat right now, especially with the way that this Volibear has been building into a more sort of tanky oriented bruiser build. That's actually going to net the Shen a bit more damage in these trades, and is going to allow him to take advantage of that just more.
I have to say, and I'm going to have to get your opinion, this a stinger on the side of Shen. I'm not sure I've seen that one before. What do we think of that?
Wit's End doesn't build out of it, does it? But I don't think so. Is he going?
Oh, it's the Nash's Tooth. Sorry, he's built it. Sorry, it's not Stinger. It's Nash Tooth. It's the full item.
It's actually the full item. Okay, that's an interesting one.
A lot of AP damage. Not sure that's Shen's biggest strength, but I guess that's what we're doing. He does do, of course,
He's
more
just going
damage
for
on
that
his
split
basic
push.
auto. So, as we are seeing a fight attempted here, the taunt did go wide, but they're trying to get the damage on Senpai Goon. Of course, he can go into his ult, which he does, and this is going to cost the life of Crouching Jaeger. A little bit aggressive. Dark Binding will land onto him, and they will follow up, take it, but so far it's a 2-for-1 side of Army A. Ultimate away from Quantum. Now Ambos is all alone. That will be him going down. An engage attempt botched from the side of BTC, and Army A snap it up.
Not a lot of auto attacks from the Nash's Tooth Shen in that team fight, unfortunately. I think he probably could have done with a few more tanky stats to allow him to last a bit longer. The real damage source right now is Ambos. You want to be trying to keep him alive for as long as possible. You want to use the Annie, the Morgana, the Shen to allow you to move into these team fights and get good positions for Ambos to be able to pump out the damage. He's their only real source of consistent damage in these team fights. And he really, really needs to stay alive, and he needs to be in a good position to hit people.
I realised something though, of course, which is his ultimate does scale an AP. Chat point out and help. So, you know, what happens to make a Shen stronger? Give the person you are on a bigger shield, right?
True.
So maybe there's some 200 IQ play that we don't know about here. But in the meantime, Baron is actually going to get picked up. A very easy Baron taken to the side of Army A. However, Dragon is spawning now, so they won't take the Cloud Soul with it. So they will give up one objective for it, and BTC at least stall the soul. But Army A, with this Baron, have control of this game and a 6k lead to match it.
Yeah, no, I think slight mistake from the Army team there. They definitely could have taken up both of those objectives there if they were just a little bit more patient and went for the Dragon first, went for the Baron. I don't think that BTC would have been able to actually trade and take the Baron. I mean, if the Army are able to actually end the game now with that Baron, you know, I'll admit, you know, they're just going for that fast end. But no, I think it's just going to delay the game for a little bit longer for them now. You know, if they had that Cloud Soul, that could have been potentially GG, well played, even for the future of the game. But it gives BTC a little bit more time to sort of get that scaling in, get that, again, this Manamune, only 625 out of 750 stacks at the moment. That's going to be coming up very, very soon, and it's going to make the Kai'Sa a lot stronger as well.
Exactly, and whilst the gold lane may look significant, it's actually, can't talk about it now because see a lot of damage going bot lane. Mid lane did open up with the Jhin ult as well. They tried to pressure the mid off the tower, but looks like it was unsuccessful. Quantum just clearing the lane here. 6k, 7k gold lead is there, but the kill's very even. BTC, they can team fight, and they've shown it even from behind, so never count them out. As we see a nice taunt coming there onto Doolittle. Now we see that damage coming out. Those autos really doing a lot of work for this.
Oh, that snipe.
Oh, a lot of damage coming out to Max and pulls the trigger Army style. And that will be a great pickup for them. That will put a lot of pressure on mid, and hopefully that can convert this brand to some second tier turrets.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, oh, big catch coming
Actually,
in.
they say that they're now going to get the kill onto Doolittle. He does pick up the tower, at least on his way out, but a really nice move there from Ambos. This probably means now pressure comes onto mid. They're trying to take it, and they're just not quite managing it. They haven't used this Baron to full effect yet. BTC doing some great defense. Pick up 1 point. They're actually trying to go in, but good work from the E-Inspire from Karma means they'll walk away. 2 turrets taken under Baron. 1-for-1 trade of kills. It's an okay Baron.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult for them because Super Goon on the Jhin has been playing quite far back, you know, trying to play that sort of that sniping Jhin style, and he hasn't really been getting close enough to the towers to be able to actually hit them in meaningful ways. They do have the TF in the split push to be able to pump out a little bit more damage on towers, but he now doesn't have the Baron anymore, so he's going to struggle to start breaking these inners.
Yeah, you see him actually, he did Destiny in mid there, straight into as far up there as you can go, so they want to at least pick up the second tier turret. If they pick up all 3, that's a good first Baron usage. Jhin will open up again. Really smart usage of these ults just to open up and force pressure on South, force BTC back, and to give up where they have to. So there's that second tier going down to mid, as you heard, and they'll try and rotate a little bit onto mid lane here. Is actually a lot of damage again coming down to Ambos. That stun lasts so long, he has to ult away, try and keep his life. Flash forward, but flash match Senpai Goon. Now the Destiny coming in, doesn't matter though, he's already down as they pick up a second onto Andy as well. So a really, really nice dive. The turret doesn't have any minions right now though, so the turret is helping at least in fights, so they're still fighting. Bind does come down, Super Senpai Goon rather. He'll go in though, but kill after kill after kill, that E-Inspire mantra from Karma, shielding everyone, and just a beautiful fight and a lot of tower movement there to pick up the ace and probably end the game.
Yeah, and I mean, I said, if they actually take that Baron and they end the game faster than they would have if they'd taken the Dragon, I'll say fair play to them, and fair play to the Army team. It wasn't necessarily because of the Baron, I feel like, but no, they managed to take the team fight pretty clean, get a really, really nice catch onto Amboz, and once Amboz fell, the team fight after that was pretty non-existent, so congratulations, Game 1 going over to the Army team.
Yes, there you have it. Game 1, side of Army A. They take up a 1-0 lead against BTC, your British school second place team. So this is a best of 3 though. We are not done yet. But definitely a good start for Army A. And as we saw, really nice engages. One thing I didn't appreciate was how much work Supergoon was doing on the Jin. Not just to open up and force the engages via his ult, but the amount of stuns he landed with his little sniper shot. You saw it pick up Amvoz even at the end there, which started that whole dive. Really, really good work in that ADC position.
Yeah, and if you actually go and take a look at the damage as well, that Karma Shepherd on that actually ended up pumping out the second most damage in the entire game, only just slightly short of Supergoon on the ADC. So credit to him as well. That's a high damage support coming out right there. I mean, he did sort of drift more into an AP sort of style, so I'm not surprised, but still credit to him.
That's the diamond bot lane we spoke of, and it may not have looked like lots of pressure in the laning phase, but overall that sort of mechanical skill shining through, and you expect that they were probably calling the objectives as well. As you saw, pretty much, I think they got 6 out of 7, 3 Drakes, 2 Rift Heralds, and a Baron to 1 Drake. So really good movement, really good work, and yeah, I mean, Army A looking strong to take this series already.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you speak about the shot calling as well. That lane swap early on in the game actually was really, really impactful to allow them to start to build up these objectives. Taking that Herald and managed to net them, while it didn't get them the mid tower entirely, but managed to get them a lot of plates and a lot more gold injected into that bot lane. And with the slight CS lead they came out with as well, it made it really, really difficult for them to be matched in any sort of lane they wanted to go to.
Absolutely. Now, just to remind you, this is, whilst a fun show match, it is all in the name of a great cause. You can donate for NHS Charities, all in the name of COVID relief, of course. If you want to donate, everything is super, super appreciated. You can donate either via the links you've seen in Twitch chat, or you can donate by clicking the large green donate button below the stream. Everything is super appreciated. It is for a big, big and great cause. So if you have anything to spare, please, do help out where you can. We are setting up for game 2 here, and with the way things are going so far, James, I think it's fair to say, 2-0 looking on the cards. What do BTC you think have to do differently to try and get back into the series?
I think the early pressure that we had from Quantum was very, very strong. It's a shame when we pointed out that the mid flash was blown, that there wasn't more return ganks to in order to try and snowball at least one lane for BTC. Pardon me. If that came in and they had sort of some avenue to actually try and exploit, they did manage to get a small lead in the top lane onto that Shen, but it really wasn't enough in order for them to actually make a viable split push threat. That's unfortunately the case when you just kind of have a weaker meta champion. Even if you do manage to pump a little bit of gold into, it's not really able to go out there and blow up the game like you would expect it to. So I think the bot lane actually, Amvoz and Andy B-Boy actually played pretty well considering the circumstances and considering the competition they're up against in the bot lane. Amvoz definitely managed to make those team fights work. Every single one that they actually managed to win, it was definitely Amvoz going in there, playing really, really well and pumping out as much damage as he could and trying to stay safe as well. But I feel like apart from Quantum and Amvoz, there really wasn't much to look at. I think Crouching Jaeger, especially with that Nash's Tooth, I'm really not convinced. The small lead that he did manage to build up was kind of negated away after he built that Nash's Tooth as well. And you saw that when it got into the team fights, he just didn't have those raw tanky stats to be able to last long enough to pump out any damage with his lead as well. And you're just never going to be a really, really big split push threat on the volley bear when he can wave clear and he can just sort of sit there and not worry too much about you. And they never really even tried the Shen split push strat in the first place.
Yeah, it feels like, I think Crouching A did look like the strongest player on the team in terms of just 1v1 who he was playing into, and he showed that with that solo kill, and you know, can understand and put the pressure. Perhaps he's thinking, you know what, I need to take this game on my shoulders. That's why I have to pick up much more aggressive items, whether it's for the split push of the fight, I don't know, because what we expected was that RMA's bot lane would get ahead and there'd be a lot of pressure there. And as we saw, and in return, BTC would play to top. Of course, the difference comes in the mid lane, the 2v2 mid lane, who's winning that side. And Andy, he did struggle that game. And I think that is why they ended up losing a lot of objectives and struggle a lot. He had the counter picks to Doolittle and wasn't able to translate everything, even with jungle help on both sides. So how that mid lane matchup changes in this game, I think is a big, big key part, because we've seen a winning side on BC and top, a winning side on RMA and bot, and it's all coming down to that mid lane.
Yeah, both of them sort of in the last game with the Annie and the TF, especially with the build that the TF ended up going in the end, very much moving into a sort of supportive, engaged type, not really looking to be the carries for either team, but just looking to try and facilitate these other lanes. And I think it worked out well for both of them in places. We do see actually that Shen ban coming through now, not wanting to play against that again. Too terrified of the Nash's tooth.
You see those sort of like individual bans now where we go, well, we didn't like the Shen, and then Peter going, well, we didn't like the Karma. So you see those individual target bans matched up with you know, the Ezra and Darius saw, I believe, last game as well. So you know, a few target bans as it were. Volibear immediately picked up, so Prey clearly felt comfortable on it in that top lane. Can be flexed to jungle, of course, as well, is arguably where it's stronger in the current meta. But you know, this time in question is what Crouching Jaeger got as his answer.
Yeah, he'll have to rotate things out a little bit, and not going to be the Shen available for him, which actually ended up doing pretty well once it got out of those very, very early stages with the PTA, where it's the Volibear ends up being extremely potent in that laning phase. As you said, managed to get off a couple of solo kills on him as well. So it'd be interesting to see what else he has in his pocket to try and take it away from it. But a Nocturne being locked in there, and this Nocturne Leona already starts to scream out a playstyle that BTC want to be going into this game with now. When you're looking at these huge ultimates coming in, it's very much going to be, we're going to sort of wait until level 6 mark, and then we're going to try and switch on the game, which sort of was the same last game with the Shen, but we didn't really see much impact on that Shen ulti. And I mean, if the Shen ulti has as much impact as this Nocturne ulti, I don't see BTC coming back this game strong.
No, exactly. And a lot of that team fight possibility, as you say. But this is, again, I believe it's a Quantum special. You've seen his Echo, and I believe I remember seeing his Nocturne quite a lot as well. So not really surprised to see that pick up either. But yeah, you're right. They're kind of, it feels like they're going to double down on this team fight style. But yeah, I said the issue last game, but it wasn't the ability to team fight. It was the ability to get into a fight.
Yeah, and we do see the Scion being picked up, so most likely going to be a Volibear in the jungle, so we'll see how that differs as well. And a bit of an old matchup, actually, if we're looking like maybe a season or two ago in the top lane, with what I'll expect now with the Scion versus the Poppy. And the Scion actually does surprisingly well into that one, able to sort of keep the Poppy at range. If you're able to use your Q quite effectively, the Poppy should never really be getting close to you in order to stop it with her E. Shouldn't really be able to get in range to pop you with her Q either. So hopefully the Scion's going to be pretty happy in that lane.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, a little bit of a wombo in the Scion, Yasuo being available. But that flex this time, you think maybe catching out BC a little bit. But then again, no, they showed the Scion early, so definitely not the case. Ignore me. But yeah, Volibear being flexed to jungle, we expected. Then and Scion going top this time, so that gives Senpai Goon sort of a strong bruise-free position. We saw he liked to invade a lot. We saw he liked to get aggressive in the jungle, but we also saw Quantum liking to return that. And as he moves more towards I want to farm for 6 hard, perhaps we can see some interesting things here in terms of invades for Volibear versus Nocturne.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Scion in a while, but I wonder if anyone has forgotten about the potential Scion level 1 doing your buff. I didn't see much cover in the first game or many wards, so maybe that's a potential that we could actually see this game. Hopefully BTC will be aware of that so they can try and counter it.
Yeah, and as you said, Jinx picked up. There's a lot of AD bans coming out from the side of BTC, so they clearly know what they wanted to play in that position. Zai was also done as well, so looks like a Syndra actually being picked up. And now the question comes, will they flex that Syndra bot, or do they flex the Yasuo to bot? And have they sort of done the old switcheroo on BTC here with picking an ADC already, and Yasuo have to see, and following up on the Fiddle, it looks like. We'll see if that's locked in. That's going to be a hell of a combo. Again, not quite sure who against who. I guess you have the option to flex both Syndra and Yasuo depending on this final pick, as it looks like Vygar's being hovered. Some smart play there. No real ADC. I'll tell you what, if you're thinking a late game here for BTC and stalling out, you have a Jinx and a Vygar. So, you know, 30 minutes plus you're going to win. So a little bit of timer. But we saw in the last game, Army A, they can close the game out early and they can pick up the objectives. And yeah, and it looks like Syndra staying bot lane.
Yeah, you could flex this up quite a lot, actually, and build this all around. There's so much going around here. I will actually still wait till this 22nd month before I actually say anything about this, because we could swap things all around, apart from, you know, maybe the fiddlesticks in the jungle.
There's 4 flexes, James. There's too many flexes.
Too many for my little brain to think about, to be honest.
All of them can go in a different lane. I got it all wrong. I said Psy on top, Volibear jungle. I think I got one character right. So, you know, flex is the way forward.
Yeah, and as we said, definitely a big difference in this mid lane matchup now. Instead of Doolittle being on that TF building, what is it? The shield item first.
Banshees.
It's going to be picking up the Yasuo. Big carry pants on his shoulders now. Going to be going up against the Vygar. So be interesting to see how Doolittle performs now with a little bit more pressure on him.
Absolutely. So just to remind you all in chat as we wait for this 3-minute delay, BTC on the red side, they are currently 1-0 down. The Army team, Army A, aka the cross lane firers, on the side of blue, they are 1-0 up. Looked really, really strong last game. This is a best of 3, so we are going into hopefully not a final game, but if Army play how we expect, then perhaps so. Predicting. But once again, guys and gals, if you are seeing what this is for a great cause. That's NHS Charities. If you're looking to donate anything, it's all absolutely appreciated. You can see the link in the chat right there, or you can click the donate button below the stream. This is a show match for them. So again, anything is absolutely appreciated and would be very welcomed. But we will go back to this now. So as you say, 1-0 for the side of Army A, and early versus late, Wombo versus Scale, aggression versus aggression, that's for sure.
There'll be some really, really good telling points of this match. There's gonna be sort of like 3 stages to this, or 4 maybe. There's gonna be this early lane, especially I'm looking into that top lane. I think that Volibear can really, really pressure out the Poppy early, and if Prey is able to net that pressure with Fiddlesticks to try and get a little bit of pressure into the enemy jungle, that'll be a really, really big starting point. There'll be the level 6 mark where the BTC team's comp will start to come online a little bit more. We really need to see that Nocturne try and path his way to bot lane for that, to be able to go in with the Leona potentially, maybe even into that top lane if the Volibear gets overextended. But no, that's going to be a really interesting stage. And then we'll start to move in towards the mid game. I think that the Army team will still have the advantage at that point, especially if the early lanes do pay off well for them. If we even get to this 4th stage of the late game, then BTC's comp is going to have a slight advantage, but there's still a lot of late game threats like the Yasuo on British Army. So it's going to be a very uphill battle for BTC coming into this 1-0 down.
Absolutely. And, you know, I will say a little bit, the only mismatch for me sitting on here is that Nocturne, because, you know, that level 6, you want to go in hard, but you've got a Jinx and a Vigo who want to wait a little bit to later game. And unless you're ahead on a Nocturne, late game becomes tough for him. But I have a horrible feeling, James, this game, and I'm going to be using the patented phrase, we're shilling, on the side of BTC. We're gonna have to see if they shill or if they fight. As you say, they kind of have options for both. But yeah, meanwhile, I say Army A, like, they have that comp to really take the lead early. You're going to get the pressure in bot lane with the Syndra. You're going to get the pressure mid lane with the Yasuo. So very curious to see how this plays out, and very curious to see how that Nocturne does into the Fiddle.
Yeah, what's going to be really important in this game for BTC is recognizing their strength compared to the enemy team's strength. For example, in the top lane, hopefully Crouching Jaeger is a bit more aware now of how much power the Volibear has in the early game.
and hopefully the bot lane's able to sort of tell when they can actually go in. They're going to need to be waiting for that Leona ulti to actually have any proper pressure. Scat of the Week's going to be able to biff that Leona away whenever she wants to try and engage. But we'll quickly sync up before I keep talking.
We will indeed sync up as we move to 10 seconds. And we will start this in 3, 2, 1, go. Awesome. All synced up, just how we like it. Okay, so Army 8, 1-0 up. They're on blue. They are against BTC, your school's team, your second place position in the British Esports Championships. They are on the side of red. And again, mid lane is going to be the big question mark for me. You know, that 2v2. Nocturne is going to struggle pre-6. You've got Fiddle, though, who can help a lot. But we saw how that mid lane pressure, Doolittle kind of, honestly, bullying Andy a little bit and outschooling him, to just use a horrible pun. So,
they're not
how that mid lane
here.
Yeah, they are actually going to not be spotted. They're moving in. However, Krupmak and Anvils, they have hit in that bottom bush. So, looks good work. Okay, but all of a sudden, Andy, you're walking into a spot you don't like. I'm not sure he does see them now. He will instead just throw out a Q, give himself a couple stacks on that Baleful Strike, and that will help him grow. So, hey, technically a little win, but no, now we see the re-invade. They are not done. They are not walking away. Smart here. Anvils and Krupmak saw that they could come back and immediately moved out of that bush. Well played. That ward on blue buff that they put down on their side, showing that vision. So really, really played them to defend. And instead, Nocturne will start on the red side.
Oh, they are actually going to use... Wait, what? Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was actually kind of waiting for the Scion to actually like just go into that red buff then, and maybe like Fiddle moves up to the blue buff or something like that. No, it's a real shame that the ward didn't spot them out. They aren't able to actually net anything off of it, really, which is a shame. And they also actually, really crucially, lose the TP on Prey. It's going to be really, really big for him in this early lane when you're kind of looking to dominate this lane in the early stages with that volley there as well. And without the extra TP, he's going to have to play his wave management really, really well if he actually wants to continue this lead.
Yeah, it does give an opportunity that even if you get a gank off topside, you see actually a lot of aggression going into mid there. Doolittle dashing forward and will get a good amount of damage onto Andy as he walks away. You know, that top lane, if he's forced to use his flash early, if he takes a lot of damage early, he can't TP back. That's going to really damage his lane. And we see what crouching you can do is actually he will be forward there. Will take a lot of damage as a result, but a bit of trading back. Invade coming on the side of Shepard and Goon, though, on the bot side. Look at that. They want that blue buff. They will not take it. Smited away from Quantum. Meanwhile, now, all of a sudden, it's turned around. BTC trying to get damage to Shepard. That will be the first blood going. Jinx, not the one you want. Tries to heal to catch up with Super Goon, but a botched invade for the side of Army 8, and that puts them 1-0 down.
Yeah, not entirely sure what the thought process there was, and I said this game's going to be really important. Crouching Jaeger needs to respect the early damage of that volley bear. He played against it last game, but he's not doing it now. Already blown his flash, and while he's still in a decent position, he does still have his TP. He'll be able to go back, fill up on his corrupting spots. Prey, like I said, needs to be able to push that wave in and back to try and get himself an item lead when he does. And he's half HP right now. The Poppy could very easily TP back into lane full HP, and Prey's got nothing to do at that point.
Absolutely. So, actually, somewhat, I guess, currently reverse of last game. Top lane going to plan for Army and bot lane going to plan for BTC, although, you know, getting that first blood in a lane where you have a Syndra, not ideal, because you expect that Syndra to really try and take control early. That's the point of the mage pickup. As we see Shepard there trying to come forward. So, yeah, not quite sure the comms there. They must have known that Quantum was walking down towards blue, given just how he was pathing, but meanwhile, Senpai Goon, he's being a bit quiet, just picking up farm where he can. He's probably rushing for that level 6 as well, makes Fiddle super strong for the engages, and pretty quiet game outside a little bit of a weird invade to start.
Yeah, definitely. We do see Nocturne actually potentially looking to bring up his first...
Oh, we actually see a flash forward there. A flash knockup from Yasuo. Really styling there. However, it does take a lot of damage in result. So that's double summon is used on both sides there for end of a sort of equal trade in health. So it looked cool. Don't know if it did anything.
I mean, unfortunately, Quantum there just kind of wasting his time a little bit, as you saw on the mini-map. Was very easily spotted out by the ward. He does start to move back into his jungle to take the farm now, but...
We actually see a lot of damage coming out to Kratmak there. He's going to flash away. That knock up from the bush, catching him out. Sion doing a really good job. A lot of damage traded onto Shepard though, and maybe they're thinking about the re-engage. They are going to look to the re-engage. Flash will come away. That means that all of a sudden Syndra's caught out. That's not the one they want. She is manaless. They are trying to pick up Kratmak. He will go down, but all of a sudden it looks really strong for Jinx. There's the first. If she plays this right, she can get a second. Looks like she's actually going to flash forward and try and take the kill, but a shield from Sion, not enough to save him. Fiddle will pick that up. It's a 2 for 2, but crucially, 3 kills now sitting on that Jinx.
Yeah, you're pretty happy if you're Amboz with that situation. You saw like throughout that entire lane, as soon as Shepard on that Sion got cut off from Supergoon, just pumping out those auto attacks, and while she's not very strong at the moment, being only sort of level 4 and when she had no items, you know, if you get hit 50 times in the face, that's still going to hurt quite a lot. So Amboz is going to be very happy coming back to lane with a BF sword, boots, and a dagger as well. Going to be in a very, very strong position. Although still, I'm going to net the lane to Syndra still at this point. It's still going to be very difficult.
Just for the pressure and the push.
Yeah, definitely. But that's just going to accelerate the scaling and get to that sort of stage 4. Oh.
But is this starting one? They actually get some good damage there onto Amboz, or they try, but a lot of it, again, return damage coming out. Now all of a sudden the stuns come down onto Supergoon. This Jinx is popping off. Great work from Kratmak there with the stun into the stun. They're trying to follow up, but there's no 6 to bring down the stun. Beautiful trading. Every time it looks like Shepard and Supergoon are going to take the winning trade. They catch the Syndra out. But this time, perhaps it's gone a bit far. They didn't see the Fiddle there hiding behind, and Kratmak having to walk away. Will walk away with his life as Doolittle walked down to help. Meanwhile, a lot of damage. Where's Supergoon come from? He must have TP'd in. And TPing in and all of a sudden making 10% health, well, this couldn't be going more wrong if you're the Syndra in bot lane.
Yeah, no, really, really rough now, actually. Gonna have to potentially back soon as well. Oh, catch, actually.
They do actually get the slow onto him, but a really nice double stun there coming out from Supergoon. But now she's a little bit stuck in the pit, and I'm not sure they want this fight. This is a 4v2, but watch that Fiddle drain! Look how much damage it does. Now Amboz, he will get the first. That will make him quickness as they actually pick up a second kill on that side. Meanwhile, we're actually flipping to top, where it looks like we're trying to do an all-in 1v1. Crouching Eagle walking away. He's got a lot of damage on him. Praise all of a sudden a bad spot, but we say that. Crouching Eagle's picked it up, and the Q comes down, and it's enough. It's a 1 for 1. What a shock that they both sacrificed their own lives for each other. Drake will now be picked up. This game is going all over the place.
Yeah, huge amount of aggression from both teams there. It sort of seems to be, you know, whoever actually goes out and takes the trade ends up losing it and then ends up giving a kill away in the process. So I think the moral is right now, just stop doing anything. But
Chill.
Chill. Amboz is going to be very, very happy at this point. All of the kills actually being funneled into that really, really crucial carry threat. And we saw last game what Amboz was able to do with very, very little. Now let's see what he's able to do with a lot.
Absolutely. 4 kills sitting on that Jinx. She's already managed to get Berserker Greaves and a BF store, so that puts her in a really, really strong spot. We did see, however, in that fight, what you do if you walk into Fiddlesticks as a group, and if you don't focus him, he can do a lot of damage to that drain. So Army 8, they managed to get a couple kills that helped them get back into the game. They picked up Cloud Drake for it. They are still about 700 gold down, which, given their team, is not ideal, but the team fighting coming through and putting them back in it. Meanwhile, on this top side, only about 10 CS difference. We saw both champs go down, which is kind of significant for Crouching Jaeger and Prey in what we saw in last game as well, that neither of them will give up the lane. So a lot of fighting still to come from there as we yet again see more trading.
Yeah, do see the Nocturne hit the 6 now, so it's going to be a really, really credible threat. I would prefer to see him pathing towards bot lane now to try and get something done down there, accelerate that Jinx even further, especially with the Leona, because Quantum was so late sort of getting that level 6. Leona is now very, very close to hitting that level 6, and as soon as she does, it's all game for them. If they get Quantum down there, with the Nocturne ulti as well, we can see this Amboz on Jinx there. Jinx on Amboz really, really pop off.
Absolutely, that Solar Flare, if it comes online, puts in a great position. Meanwhile, however, you do have the Sign ult also coming out, and we do know what that can do in terms of a wombo together with Yasuo. So Yasuo at least has a form of knockup for his ultimate for his last breath, so gives them an opportunity of how they can choose to engage these fights. You have Fiddle to dive in, you have as we said that, I've got to ignore though, because we're actually seeing a bit of a gank top side. The E will not land from Senpai Goon though, so probably walk away. But saying you have the engage from Sion running at them, you have the Fiddle who can dash, of course, over a wall with his ult. You have Yasuo who can blink to the back line. There's a lot of dive potential yet again on the side of Army A, and that's going to give them a strong chance in these fights.
Quantum really needed to recognize that Senpai Goon was on the top side. He needs to try and make a play happen on the opposite side of the map to that Fiddlesticks, and it's the perfect opportunity now that Leon has hit 6, but he's still just sitting in the jungle farming, and he's unfortunately not doing anything with it. Now Senpai Goon's very much in the position where he can try and match whatever this... Oh, there we go.
And there we see an immediate engage onto mid. They try and go into Yasuo. This time, however, Senpai Goon's coming in. He's going to come with the ult, so they will pick up the kill, and Doolittle go down. But look at him out of damage coming out of the fiddle there with the drain. Is that flash away? Meanwhile, we'll go to bot lane where they are trading a fight. Support on support versus ADC on Mage. Does manage to dodge the rocket side of Super Goon. But you have to think it's such as no! The stun comes out. That might be enough. The ultimate will just take him down. That's a huge shutdown. Actually going for the side of Shepherd. That gives him a lot of damage. Really close fight. Flash away from Cropmac to finish it. Woo! These are some fights.
Yeah, I mean, BTC very lucky there not to act. I don't think Quantum died in the end. Very lucky that didn't happen. As I said, now that Quantum had delayed that sort of that ultimate, Senpai Goon was very much able to match that. He does, and very fortunate for BTC, they managed to get away without losing anyone. But could have been even worse when Senpai Goon was there just a second sooner.
Yeah, and actually, it looked like Armea did okay in the end there. They did at least get 2 flashes and a barrier out for it in just a flash in return. So they at least won the summoner battle. And Doolittle, while he lost his life, he's still coming back with 10 CS ahead. And the kill went side of Quantum. So he's still got strength on Andy Boy. But you know what that cage can do on Vigar for Yasuo? That means he's always got to be careful about his engages. We're on the bot side. No kill that time for Amvoz. So he is a little bit weaker as a result, but still at 4 and 2, looking very strong. Ahead on CS, albeit only just. Means that this lane has not gone to plan for the side of Army A. And overall, a very more even game as we're 12 minutes in. But this time, BT just slightly have the edge.
Yeah, definitely. Just slightly. And I mean, you're really not in a good position right now when the team that scales really well against you is actually up on gold. So credit to Amvoz in that bot lane and Krutmak. They've actually been able to turn a pretty difficult lane into a win for them. And if you think that they're doing well in these fights right now, just wait till the Jinx actually picks up a proper item.
Absolutely. And we see a little bit of movement here towards Doolittle from Quantum. Didn't have his ult up yet actually that time, so wasn't able to engage. So they're just trying to trade some damage, but they'll see where Quantum walks now as it's mid. The Drake is just spawning now. It is, if I just check, it is a Infernal Drake. Yet again, a second Infernal. So, sorry, an Infernal in the second position. So they will both want to find out for the extra damage. And Arne have these sort of inside track, as it were. But a lot of pressure on that bot side as we're seeing actually a full engage there. Flash forward coming in from the volley bear. That will follow up with Doolittle hitting up the last breath. A pick onto the Vigar means that all of a sudden BTC are going to struggle in straight. Now we see a full engage coming to the bot side. That's a 2-man knockup coming there from the side. But watch Amvoz. He's getting a lot of damage down. He picks up the first, picks up the second. The third's gone down as well. Syndra's gone on the back line. All of a sudden Amvoz is popping off. He's trying to get more. Double kill coming there for Crotmac. It is a cleanup. 3 versus 5. And BTC go, thank you very much. We'll finish with the trade. Amvoz walks away with another 2 kills.
And just like in the trades in the bot lane, Amvoz going completely untouched. Shepherd's able to get the engager, but it's not onto the priority targets. He was completely split off from the rest of his team. And once that happened, Amvoz was just able to sit on the back, get the rockets out, pump down the damage, and ends up netting the dragon for them. Quantum's now also in a pretty decent position, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to go back. Yep, he's got 2.6k gold ready for him to go back there, and he's going to be picking up a huge amount of damage.
It looks so good there for Arme to start. We have to realize that Shepherd makes that engage. Yasuo's used his ultimate. Fiddle's used his ultimate. Prey's used his ultimate. They have nothing to follow up with. And if you cannot get onto Amvoz now, he is 6 and 2. He was 4 and 2 at the time. He's going to free hit. And of course, with Crutmac defending him, that's doing well. We actually a complete all engage coming in the middle. And actually, Doolittle will just pick that up just on the edge, despite the barrier coming out. Andy will drop down. That will put him at 0 and 2, having a difficult game again. So that will relieve a little bit of pressure mid, but yeah, this is a game where BT can carry it, as we actually now see the fighting does not stop. Quantum and Crouching going on to Prey here. You have to think this is Prey going down. He's got no ultimate jump out. He will drop. In return, at least, Army will pick up mid lane tier 1.
Yeah, that mid lane tier 1 is actually going to be extremely impactful. It's not only the first tower, but that'll allow the catches to come in much easier for them as well. That Scion's going to have a lot more free roam to go in and try and pick off those engages with his ultimate as well. And the bot trade isn't great, but it's still okay for them.
Yeah, complete flip from last game. Actually, we've seen an attempt coming in with their Quantum trying to capture Doolittle, will walk away. Now all of a sudden, Crouching Jaeger, he's not in a fight he wants to be. There is 3 there. He's trying to W away. That will be enough to get him out. Meanwhile, look at the bot lane. The pressure coming out from Anvoz and Krupmak. They are pushing this diamond bot lane of Army back, but we now see Army 8. They are hovering. You have the ultimate from Sion. He can fly in full pelt with an unstoppable onslaught. He will not do that. He'll walk away. This is a game of the bot lane, right? Bot lane versus the rest of the team. Can Anvoz carry BTC to a victory now they're given the chance? Never count out this bot lane of the Army. They are diamond players. They are good players. So very, very curious. But if they can go on Anvoz, he's going to free hit these fights.
I mean, the individual players coming out now from Doolittle, making those big catches and making those 1v1 outplays is going to be really, really strong for them. Like I said, the late game's still not bad for the British Army. They have the Yasuo, especially if the Yasuo is playing well, it's going to be a really, really credible threat in these team fights. And seeing a lot of gold onto him gives me a lot of hope for them. But again, this Jinx needs to be the one that you're jumping on. And with the actual, you see the summoner spell Exhaust on the Jinx as well, very, very popular in the meta at the moment. It's actually going to make it very, very difficult for Doolittle to actually get on there and deal reliable damage to Anvoz.
Absolutely. Now we will see the unstoppable onslaught coming in. Krupmak, he will not take it. That means they're going to go onto the Poppy, but the stun stops the knockup as a result. Volibear's diving to the backline, but now all of a sudden he is low and stuck. He will go down to Anvoz in a killing spree. Now Quantum comes in, drops the darkness, and they can't see anything. They'll instead try and turn on the fiddle. But he flashed forward with a really nice Sonic to get a lot of damage down. Flash is actually after, sorry, hadn't used it yet with the first dash, but a double kill for Anvoz. You see again, if they can't get onto him, he's got a little bit aggressive there. He will walk away, and actually, ultimate coming out from Syndrome means they'll pick up Crouching Jaeger on the way out. Oh, no, they're trading 1-for-1. I keep saying it stops and doesn't stop. A Shepherd's killed by Andy instead, at least. But again, Anvoz, but beautiful flash to the side means that they'll pick up Anvoz. He will go down now. Now all of a sudden, Doolittle has the ability to carry his fight. He will pick up 1. He's looking for 2. Super Goon in the back means that a barrier will be enough for Vigar to live. Turret finishes off Krupmak. A really good play there from Super Goon to immediately blow up Anvoz. Now the TP's in from Prey. He's looking for Andy. This could be the delayed ace for the side of Army A, but the cage means that Andy's probably going to walk away with his life just about. Throws out a few cold spears to continue it.
That
great
delay is
start
actually...
for BTC. It was a great start for BTC. It got turned.
Yeah, that delay from Andy B-Boy is actually really, really impactful. It stops them from going straight onto that Herald, and it allows the team to move in there and try and secure that vision back there as well. We've got the Dragon coming up in 30 seconds as well, and Super Goon, whilst not in a great position right now in terms of KDA, is able to make a really, really big play there, managing to take out Anvoz and netting for the rest of the team. A lot of kills, and Doolittle getting much stronger on that Yasuo now. Just as credible of a threat as Anvoz is on that Jinx now as well.
Yes, as I say, maybe an 83 Jinx, but all it takes is 1 stun and 1 set of unleashed power from the side of Syndrome. You disappear as an ADC, and we saw it towards the end there. He managed to take down 1 and actually only needed the E to take down the other. We do see BTC move towards the Drake now. They want to take this. It is a Mountain Soul, which is really good. A Mountain Soul opportunity, really good for the side of Poppy. Looks like they'll pick this up, but bar any miracle, no, they won't. Ultra from Poppy to knock away the Sion, just to be sure. Dragon taken from the side of BTC. They have the opportunity to lead in this game.
Yeah, and as you said, going to be really, really strong on that Poppy. It's going to be good on the Leona as well, just to give them that little bit more time when the Yasuo gets into these fights. But potential catch in the top lane here, though.
Yeah, they were trying to catch top. They threw in a TP to try and get it, but instead, Prey's going to walk away. You don't have the slow speeds coming out, but now they will get him in the cage. Andy walked very far forward there to try and do some damage, but in fact, like Prey's going to walk away. So a bit of an awkward TP there means they can't take it. As we see Rift Herald. Looks like it's been started side of Army A, but they're actually going to walk away because the bot side of BTC is here and ready to match. BTC being much more aggressive on the objectives. They don't want to give it up this time.
Yeah, oh, huge catch.
Huge catch there. They get the stun on to Senpai Goon. He will go down. Now Nocturne stashed into the back line. He wants to pick up Doolittle. Will get the stun down even after the flash, but it will be enough to save Doolittle's life. TP comes in from the side of Super Goon to try and push the pressure away. Beautiful catch there from Crouching Jaeger on Senpai Goon. That should mean a free Rift Herald, but it looks like Army A aren't ready to just give this up yet. Double stun coming out from Senpai Goon isn't enough. Crouching Jaeger, he's looking for the stun, but instead the cage will do it for them. Unstoppable Onslaught will mean that Sion doesn't get away. Another pickup as in fact his zombie form trying to get one. But now, all of a sudden, it's a kill for side of Anvos. He flashed, he went forward with the exhaust trying to get killed, but he will trade his life as a result. Do they have enough to take down Prey? He is a big bear. Senpai Goon, he is a Senpai Goon, Super Goon. He's in the back as well trying to hit. Prey will go down. Super Goon dodges the first stun. Is got Crouching Jaeger on him. Will take him down with him. Can he get away now? Has a little bit speedy on his way out. Instead, he's trying to take more. He's trying to dodge. He's trying to bait them in. Doesn't quite. So, again, another close fight. It was a 3 for 3. I lost track.
Yeah, but
it was so long.
You see, as soon as Amboss goes down, the team fight just completely flips on its head. Super Goon now in a position to actually deal out a huge amount of damage, and Doolittle, again, a very, very credible threat. If the Nocturne wasn't as strong as he was, we could have seen that all turn around. The Exhaust, really, really big summoner spell that's actually going to be blown. Probably not going to be up for the next fight as well. Amboss is going to be in a much weaker situation, but thankfully for him, that flash will be up, give him a little bit more safety for that next fight.
Which will help. However, BTC, I'm going to give you a bit of advice. Amvos, specifically, you're 10 and 4. You don't need to play the hero, okay? You have 2 tanks in front of you. Let them do their job. Free hit from the back. He's been caught the last 2 fights in an attempt to try and make a big play, and that's what's meant that the fights have gone much more even than arguably they should. For BTC, they're still in a really strong position. That flash coming up for the ADC will be a big thing as they drop Rift Herald here in the mid, and that will pick up that mid turret. So a good pick up for BTC. They are a couple K in the gold lead. We do see Bill over the wall though. They're trying to catch Amvos. He's on the backside. A lot of them is down, but Amvos is alive. Instead, Andy will immediately blow him up with the ultimate. And all of a sudden, it's a turnaround. Amvos dishing the damage, but now the Vigar following up. Andy going, thank you very much. That was a nice one. Flash forward there from Amvos. He's not yet done. Crouching Jaeger pushes the Syndra into the wall. They're trying to follow up on Doolittle as well. Pronto dash forward. He'll flash away. A lot of aggression. He'll actually go down. Really, really good fight there from BTC. Try to greed a little bit to the end, but a 4 for 2, they'll take that.
Desperation. Really, really desperate. Big desperation going on for that. You saw how much they need to kill that Jinx for them to end up winning team fight, but it ends up just completely throwing this sort of momentum that they've actually started building up with the Yasuo and with the Syndra. They were nowhere near the Jinx to be able to go and blow her up, and you simply don't have the damage on this sort of more tanky Volibear build, and the Fiddle, who's not in the best shape right now to actually go in and kill the Jinx, especially when she had her flash back up for that additional safety.
Yes, and critical there. Amvos did at least die towards the end and use his flash, so they don't have the AC flash for the fight. Got a bit aggressive towards the end and used it for another kill, but as you saw, Fiddle dives in, Prey dives in with him on the Volibear. It wasn't enough to kill Amvos, and now you have to respect the damage coming out from Andy. He is not someone you can ignore on his Vigar. Got a really nice cage of ultimate and a QW. All of a sudden, 3 of the team melt, so they've got a double threat now for the side of BDC, and they're going to have to be really smart on the side of Army A to decide who they focus on and where they take the kill.
I mean, yeah, the Vigar's a threat as well, but you can see how much utility he's able to actually pump out in these team fights. He's slowing people so much. As a Jinx, you don't have to be really, really far forward in these situations. You can just be the one to sit and free hit. And you see how quickly the team fights are actually won when Jinx is just able to sit there and free hit while the tanks are soaking up the damage, because no one on the team really has a lot of...
See, an attempt to engage, a bit of miscommunication. Fiddle is now in the backline and is forced to flee forward for Andy. He will go down, but all of a sudden it means a really nice fight there for the side of Army A. They'll pick up 1, 2, 3 kills. Stunning play there from Senpai to get in. Vision was lacking for the side of BTC. Beautiful pickup for Army A.
That's a huge catch there, but a little bit of indecisiveness from the British Army there. They're not able to go in and take what the objective they want instantly. They know the Nocturne is still around and could very easily take that dragon up for free. Oh, the ulti in there.
He's going to go in and he tries to take away. Actually picked up by the Syndra instead. Smite's not working out for either side there. Costs his life. Could see what he's trying to do there. If he gets that third one, he puts himself on Mountain Soul. So, right idea. But now he's dead for 30 seconds. Baron becomes a possible focus.
Yeah. Honestly, huge mistake. I don't think it's worth it. If it was for the soul point, I completely understand. But going for the soul point, you're just giving away the Baron completely for free. This game is still in BTC's control. They can just sit and wait. This Jinx is still going to get stronger and stronger. Your tanks are going to get tankier. Oh, catch here though.
And that's what happens. That's a double knock-up from the side of Syndra. And now Yasuo in backline Doolittle. But they've tried to get the stuns onto him. Windwall's the ultimate from Vigar, though. That means he stays alive. Andy will drop down out top. They're going to get the second out to Krupmak. Beautiful Windwall to stop Vigar there. Doolittle walks away. 2 kills to follow up. All of a sudden, BTC, you think they have the late game, but they're struggling.
Yeah, I said it at the start, like, oh, another potential. Yeah,
Looking for a catch it. It will be checked by Amvos, but it won't matter. Yet again, Syndra will get the first kill. Amvos will actually at least take one with him. That Senpai Goon dropping, which is the jungler. So all of a sudden, Baron not any more possible with Quantum around. So at least takes one for him, but really, really smart play. Actually, Quantum, he wants more. He's going to try and go in. He sacrifices his life. BTC just can't give up anything. They refuse. They have to fight every second they can. So, kills trading, but no objective as a result.
Yeah, that Baron is still going to be up for them, though. And like I said at the start of this game, it's really important for both teams to kind of recognize when their comp is actually strong. We saw it not pay off very, very well for the British Army in the early game. But now, I think it's BTC that kind of needs to just sit back and recognize that we don't have to do anything at this point. The Jinx is still scaling, the Vigar is still scaling. If you play these team fights front to back, you should still be able to win them. You just kind of need to sit back and realize, like, we don't need to make these desperation plays right now.
Yeah, and it feels like one thing Army are doing stronger is with this vision control. That means that they're able to get these picks with the Scion. They've not had a 5v5 in mid lane. They've been 5v5s in jungles where BTC are walking into darkness, and that's what's catching them out. So perhaps something to focus on there, because I say, when they've had the opportunity to fight front to back, it's not even been close. So we're going to have to see what they do, but Army A doing a great job. As you actually see, Crowstorm coming in over the wall. It will be darkness as a result as they try and get onto Syndra's backline. She's going to Zhonya's after that, though. Now the Sudden Zenpai has to follow up with Zhonya's own. Can they kill him on the way out? They can, but all that damage coming down onto Nocturne. He's dropped. They'll follow up on Krupmak. Ghost not being enough. And Amvos was taken down at the same time yet again. So that Jinx damage not here. They do have Andy alive, at least. And both junglers are down, so it doesn't come damage. Stun yet again coming out to Andy. He's trying to walk away. Will just about get away with his life. It looks like Cage to help him. Supergoon's looking for it. He throws out the Q. The E won't be enough. So a 2 for 3. Yet again, Army A walking away. And now the gold lead has flipped.
I mean, this is play-by-play dream, right? You've got, double kills as there are minutes,
Crouching Jaeger will somehow not quite get the kill on Syndra. Flash forward for it, and its execute comes down. Will cost him his life. As you're trying to give some amazing analysis, yet again, BC refused to even fight in another 1v4. So, sorry, do carry on.
Yeah, no, I mean, this has been such an extremely bloody game. And if you thought, if this game ends up being extremely bloody for both sides, you'd expect BTC to be winning that eventually if they're getting, an even amount of gold. They're still in a pretty good position, but again, they still, for about 15 minutes or so, they haven't actually had a team fight where they've been able to execute their comp properly. And that's allowed the British Army to be able to squeeze their way back into this when that shouldn't have been the case whatsoever with how things went in the early game. And this Yasuo now, picking up the Death Stance, is actually going to be extremely deadly.
We've seen all-in coming there for the side of Senpai Kun. Kakar as his crows come out, picks up that kill. That's jungler down. There's a TP coming out on the bot side, actually. Guess they don't want Baron. Krupmak, he's caught out a little bit, but the cage from Vigar will help him at least stay alive. They'll walk away. Do watch Senpai Goon coming in from over the wall. Meanwhile, on the top side, Doolittle is just split pushing, which is what they want. So they don't even care about the Baron. They're 4-1ing here, forcing BTC back. And it's just another pick for the side of Army A.
Yeah, Yasuo actually not going to continue the split push. Would have actually had time to maybe actually take the tower out there with the way that their team has been able to cancel the backs, but I don't think you want to be sending just one person.
As you see, they turn off the tower with the dive. Prey turns off, but it's not enough. All of a sudden, it's a shutdown for Jinx. Now she's excited, running forward. Shepard has to flash away. The rocket does come out. Won't be enough to kill him, but the Unstoppable coming forward. I guess as they sacrifice to keep him alive, they are trying to get onto Syndra now. She will stay alive just with the Zhonyas, and an E from the Fiddle at least takes it with it. But this is going to be a full set of kills. Look at Amvos is doing, and damage. He got 1, 2. This will be his third. Now, all of a sudden, BTC get the fight they want, and look how it goes.
Oh my god, they played front to back with a really, really fair Jinx, and they won.
Shock.
I'm so surprised.
I mean, a bit of greed from Army there. Like, they dived that tower. It worked for them last game, but even though they get off the turrets, can't get on Amvos, and that's what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, it's just a bit too greedy going in for that, but this Yasuo is really, really strong right now. Could probably actually 1v2 if he wanted to.
He is trying. The stun will not land. TP will come in from Prey to try and dissuade them to walk away. Doolittle thought he could take it, couldn't quite. So that will go as it was as Prey ran forward, but the W stun on slow there from Jinx. And she'll walk away. Dragon picked up. They are on soul point for the side of BTC. This is a game.
Yeah.
This is a game.
This is really, really huge
word.
for them, actually. If they pick that up, again, that's just going to make their front-to-back style of team fight here that much stronger. That Poppy is going to take a very, very long time to die. And you can see, actually, now, Doolittle trying to get into that split push sort of scenario. He's in such a strong position now with his items. Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't have TP up. They're actually looking to get a catch here onto Shepard. He's a big boy, though. Pops the gargoyles. That's going to make him iron-like for a little bit. But the slow means from Jinx will probably mean he doesn't walk away. This will be his life gone. Nice little pick up there from Sport. A little bit of miscommunication there as he walked in by himself to take that ward. Now, again, pressure on side of BTC, and Yasuo feels forced to come and join them and not split.
Yeah, these catches still coming out as well. It's going to be really, really important for them if they want to actually try and take this game back into their control. See, Vigar almost at that Rabadon's death hat. That's going to be a huge spike for him. Oh!
Crowstorm coming forward. He doesn't want to buy this. Vigar cage will lock him in, but Andy is now dead. That's the Vigar down. They are trying to get to Amboz in the back line. He has GA though. Is it enough from Prey? No, that will take him down. Flash forward there from Supergoon. Double stun into the knockup, but the exhaust really well timed means that it's not enough inside of Doolittle. This will be a follow-up kill, a full delayed ace because Shepard wasn't there. Beautiful fight there, front to back. You can see how much Army struggle if they don't get on those key carries.
Yeah, I mean, if the British Army aren't able to actually pick someone off or try and force a team fight in a weird scenario, then they just crumble instantly because that Jinx is able to completely free hit your team. There's still really, really big strengths on the team with Yasuo and Syndra. They're really, really huge right now, but when you go in one by one and allow the Jinx to just hit you individually, it's not going to do anything for you. You manage to take down the Vigar, but that's not the person you want to be going for at the moment. I think the British Army needs to just sort of sit back a little bit more. Yeah. They need to wait for the proper pick. Unless it either needs to be something completely free or it needs to be Amboz that they're getting straight onto right now. Him with that GA, his flash is going to be coming up potentially for that next fight as well. Is actually going to have a huge amount of safety. It's actually probably going to be a mistake from him, if anything, that's actually going to decide this team fight if the British Army are able to win.
And how he's played the last fights, he's played them very well. That exhaust coming out to Yasuo there at the end was so good. But it was a 5v4 force from the side of Army. As you say, play in the darkness, play in the jungle, use the bushish advantage, because fighting these lanes isn't working. Senpai Goon, he's getting some nice engages, but you're seeing the late game Fiddle not having or doing as much work as you would like it to. So this is, going to be tough for Army A. And as you say, probably need to find that pick to start it. Baron was picked up after all of that happened for the side of BTC, so they had to push in. Look again, BTC, not BTC, Senpai Goon, he's on the left-hand side. He's looking, he's got the ult, and he wants the Crowstorm. He's going to go in now. He will dash forward. Amboz, he's in a really bad spot. He's going to go down. He's now stuck in J. Can the team save him? Ultimate from Prey jumps into backline. Now all of a sudden, Syndra has to go into Zonya's, but Amboz, he's not dead. Even with the stun, he cannot die. 1, 2, 3 picked up again. It's not enough. Actually, now instead, they will come, and it will be the kill onto Amboz at least, but it means Doolittle will trade his life as well. Doing a lot on his way out, though. This Yasuo's not dead yet. Okay, he does go down. I got overexcited. Fight for one. You see, really nice engagement on Amboz there, but it doesn't matter with a GA, no, he didn't even flash, just a GA. It's enough to keep him live, and this could be BTC taking it to 1-1.
Yeah, that Nocturne's going to be pumping out a huge amount of damage there. British Army, they actually just went into that fight without Doolittle, who's arguably their strongest member at the moment. You saw how much damage he's able to pump out and the survivability that he has with that Death's Dance as well. He is extremely potent in these fights. And without any sort of executioners from BTC, he's able to stay in these fights so much longer. I mean, imagine if that fight occurred and Doolittle's actually there to go on Amboz, and it's not just watching Supergoon to see if he's able to get the ultimate off onto Amboz.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And again, Army, they've never fought 5v5, it feels like. Last few fights, they've looked for these sort of flank there. It's actually, ignore what I said, because Supergoon's really caught out here. This is a big pick here for the side of BTC as Nocturne 1v1s her by himself. Big pick there. And now with that Dragon coming up, this is Mountain Soul, remember. Army A are probably going to feel forced to fight as that Q comes down. That is onto Crouching Jaeger, not the one they want to catch. Will try and get some damage onto him. But that's half health. Ultimate there, they will drop the darkness. Now they're trying to get onto Fiddle. If they take the jungle out, that will guarantee the Drake. They do get him. Flash away from Prey, but it will follow over the wall as that justice from the Poppy stuns him. They will pick up that second kill. That's a free mount soul, but maybe they don't care. Maybe they just go, we can end the game.
I mean, fortunately, the Yasuo's actually managed to clear out the waves slightly, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to do it. But if he goes down here, it's going to be even worse for them.
Another E into the wall. This is a 2v2. The W will stop that Yasuo dash and knock him up a little bit. Doolittle will go down. You now have the Drake as an option with plenty of time to stop it. You could look for the end. It looks like they're running straight on mid. They don't even care about it. They walked away from the last one a bit unsure, but this time they want to go for it. Could this be BTC take it to 1-1?
Yeah, with Doolittle down, that's a huge threat for them going out. Super Goon now, the only credible threat. Oh.
If they get Super Goon, you have to think it's all over. It's now stunned. That's everything you need. Amvos goes big, even with a lot of damage on him. They try to push Shepard forward. Senpai Goon is here. Flash away from Shepard with the Gargoyle Scheme alive a bit longer. A lot of damage coming out there. Crouching Aegis died at least. This could be turned now. Look at the Crow Storm damage. That's huge from Senpai. 1, 2, 3. Triple kill picked up. All of a sudden, it's not gone to plan for BTC. 4 of them picked up, and Prey looking for it. The cage is not yet available. Doesn't get the slow onto Andy. Probably isn't quite enough now. The cage is out. He'll be in an awkward position, but BTC overconfident, trying to go for the end. It wasn't enough. Andy doing a lot on his way out here. They're going to have to play it safe. Expecting to pick up and delay it. Instead, the pings come down onto the Dragon. Instead, that may become their focus.
On that
they have to. They have to.
Teammates come back up.
This kill is probably not worth it. what am I watching, by the way?
He's just trolling them at this point. He doesn't care. He's I mean, the actually really bad thing about this is, oh dear.
Ultimate out there. Okay, he's down. He's down.
The bad part about that, though, from Andy B-Boy, yes, he's able to delay his death slightly, but that's actually really, really bad for the next team fight. They're now in a situation where it's as if Andy B-Boy has actually just been picked outside of that last team fight. He's now going to be completely off tempo with the rest of his team now, and that Dragon actually delays the game even further. This Baron's going to be coming up in about 40 seconds. Andy B-Boy will probably just about be there for it. I don't think that British Army will go straight for it. But in that last fight, you know, I say, oh, Super Goon, only credible threat. Senpai Goon just goes out there with a huge ultimate. Triple kill on him as well, managing to save the game from the clutches. I honestly thought it was all over there at that point.
Yeah, I did think it was all over. However you say, the duo Goons coming out there. If it's not one, it's got to be the other. Worth knowing, that Mountain Drake was on the map for a long, long time. They had 2 fights in a row BTC won where they could have picked up and instead tried to sort of look towards the end and botched it. So that Mountain Soul delay, big. You still would say, though, that this is a game that's in BTC's control. You know, they did lose 1 fight in the base, but they took an inhib and a tower with it. So not the end of the world. And it comes down to, can Senpai Goon find that engage? Can they take that Anvils? Now he's got his GA is almost up, but he's got no flash at least. But GA and exhaust for next fight means that he's not easy. And as you see, a Super Goon there with a little crying bee probably shows what position they're in.
Yeah, definitely. Just sitting, waiting for a pick. Going to try what worked for them in the first sort of 15 to 25 minutes. Potential catch here, though. Not on the right target.
Yeah, this time Senpai Goon, he's going to go forward by himself to get a lot of damage on. B-Boy's down. Andy Boy's down. Ambos is free hitting us. So 1 for 1 so far. 1 for 2 is actually in the back line. There's a lot of damage from Nocturne. Dash forward from Yasuo. He gets exhausted. Didn't get onto the prior targets he needed. Locket comes out to save a lot of damage. Ambos' GA did not get popped. Botched engage there. It looked so good initially, but just really couldn't get on the priority targets. And even with the Vigar dropping, not enough. 4v2 going to the base. Can BTC take this to 1-1? I've said that 3 times now.
I think it will be this time. It's going to be extremely difficult to actually weather this storm. If they're able to clean out the minions, then yeah, they definitely have a chance. It's only the 1 tower up there.
There is no wave, actually. It looks like they'll take this down. Wave is far behind. 10 seconds on Senpai Goon. It looks like BTC are just trying to poke this tower a little bit. But meanwhile, actually, if Super Goon gets caught out, we'll dodge the rocket with his Zonies, but that's going to be really, really awkward for him. He will go down. Not what they need to stay alive there. There's a lot of damage coming down. Patrick Jaeger's down. Now here's Senpai Goon. He doesn't have all that to follow up. Will fear the Jinx. Now Jinx caught on his turret. It's happening again, James. It's happening again. He gets his pot. Now Prey's here. They can just kill the Amvos. He's going to go down, doing a lot of damage onto it with him. BTC just cannot end this game. What is going on?
It's absolutely crazy. This is so many kills.
This could be Baron. This is big. If he can get the kill Prey, he's actually knocked away by the blast pump. It's not enough. That could have been Baron secured there already if they get that kill. But, BTC, you need a wave, man. Those towers, they're too strong to take down without one.
Yeah, definitely. We actually do have 40 seconds until Amboss is back up on that Jinx. Definitely enough time to try and get something done. Potential catch, though.
Dash forward there. The ultimate comes down with his last breath. He's going to catch
huge.
That is massive. Drake up in 1 minute 40. Baron is already up. Maybe they turn around and go, we don't care. 50 seconds on the Vigra. Is this Army A going, this is our game to take now. We want to end this series here 2-0. Amboss, he's up in 15 seconds. He will have flash. Crouch Jaeger's up. This is currently a 5 versus 3, so to go into the base. Amboss 10 seconds away. That's the time you've got to watch. Do any of BT get quiet in the meantime? Their job, they need to take away the wave. They're doing a decent job of it at the moment. As the cannon goes down, Crouch Jaeger knocks away Doolittle. Okay, calm. Army will walk away. It's not over. We are 40 minutes.
Gonna go for
Actually, no, it looks like they're trying to turn Amboss is alive.
Really
no
good
GA.
trinket there to spot them out.
Does have flash, smart. So we are 98 kills into this game at 40 minutes. There are towers and inhibitors down on both teams. Oh my god! Like I can't call who's gonna win anymore. Every time I think BTC, they seem to now an engaged attempt actually from Doolittle. He won't follow it up. Now they turn it around. So they try to get onto Zhonya's. That's gone down. In the back line though, Amboss still alive. You have to watch him. Double knockup goes down though. Can they kill Amboss? He's not quite low enough. Crutmac will go down with him. He's still alive. He's still freezing. Crutmac sacrifice life. It's a 4v3 so far. It's still doable for side of BCC. A lot of work for Crouch Jaeger trying to go in, but that look at the damage from Andy to turn it around. Amboss up. He does another. He's gonna go down. He's gonna go down. Amboss is running away for the base. It's now. Oh, he flashed away. I'm not sure about that one. It's a 2 versus 1. There's no wave. It is Amboss. He has no flash. But look at the health bars of Supergoon and Doolittle. This is on Amboss. He can save the game or he can cost it right here.
That Death Stance is going to need to pump out a lot of health for this Yasuo if he wants to try and stay in these fights. We've got Exhaust coming up now for the Jinx. That's going to be huge in this fight if the Yasuo gets onto him.
Amboss has to go big here to save the series. Dodges look at the damage on Supergoon. They will at least get the knockup though. It's enough for Amboss. The exhaust comes out, but it looks like Doolittle's going to be not enough. He will stay alive. However, this time he has no wave to end. 10 seconds on Crutmac. 10 seconds on... I'm laughing because I can't believe he's going. Doolittle, I don't think he can end. He's going to have to walk away. We are fighting between the base here. Pings coming out from Army A onto that Drake. That's a Mountain Soul, which is big. Every time we think this is over, it turns around.
Yeah, Quantum being up is going to be really, really big here. Doolittle has to be very, very careful, actually. Could get caught out. If he's out, the game is actually pretty much over. You really, really need Yasuo in these team fights. Without Amboss, though... he's going in.
But instead he gets the dog run. He's going to try and go in, but you have to think the knockdown has enough damage here. Fear comes up, but now Prey's here. The rest of the team is falling behind. They do get enough on Doolittle. That's him caught out. Ultimate away from Poppy will knock away Prey. Now they're in a really bad position. How on earth is Fiddle there? He's actually going to go forward there. The Dragon will do a little bit of work to knock him out of the Crow Storm. They're trying to catch out Quantum. As Senpai Goon, he's draining and draining. He goes into the Zonies to keep him alive. It's all the damage. A 3-man knock up there from the side. They will get the shot down onto him. Quantum, he's still alive. Now he's down. Okay, so that's both junglers down. This Dragon's going low. Now Andy's turning up. This is a fight from all directions. One by one, they come in. There goes the rocket. That misses everyone. Double knock up again from Shepard. This is tank on tank for Andy with the ultimate takes down Prey.
Supergoon
TC looking in a great position, but here comes Syndra. Look how low they are. Can Amboss counter? Supergoon is trying to get damage. They will get the stun onto him, but that will be Crutmac's life going down as a result.
Amboss now, though.
Alive. Shepard, he's trying to walk away. That W's enough. Now that's an inside to Jinx. Crouching Jaeger. Look how low he is. He forgets the Sun can go into a zombie. It's a 2 versus 1 again. But Amboss is alive. He sold his GA, so he's not got that. It looks like they're going to try and pick up his round soul, but that damage on the Syndra is more than you think. Who's going to take it? It's picked up. It's stolen away at the critical moment. You can feel the army cheers from here as they steal that away from the BTC team. That's a massive pickup. And now that Scion and that Volibear are looking even scarier.
This is hands down the craziest League of Legends match I have actually ever seen. I'm not even joking. Like,
what is going on?
This is mental.
You know what, chat? Just appreciate with me for a second. Like, this is, if you are a neutral, this is amazing, right? It's gone backwards, forwards, backwards. We've been in BTC space. We've been in Army's A space. We've been at the Mountain Dragons. You name it, we've probably been there. Don't know what's going on. Baron is now going to be started for the side of Army A. However, they do know what's happening here, and there is a Nocturne available. You know he can get into that pit. See if he does it. He's actually going to go in. They're trying to get damage on Doomsday. He's doing a lot of damage. So Wimble stops the Jinx damage. I don't think Baron is picked up from the side of Army A. They will follow up with a kill onto the Nocturne. However, they're not done. Now look at that knock-up. They've actually got Amboss. Amboss is down. Amboss is down. That's huge. Now all of a sudden it's on Andy to carry the fight. You have to think this is over. It's 4 kills for the side of Army A. Andy Boy, the only one alive. It's going to take a miracle. They're TPing to mid. That's the kill. That's the ace. That's probably the game. Army A finally, at 45 minutes, are walking down to take this series 2-0.
Craziest, bloodiest match I have ever seen. I mean, the game doesn't even want the game to end. They're spawning inhibs to try and stop it. But no,
the game wants it. We all want it to carry on. Army A, however, after a massive back and forth, will take this to a huge credit to BTC for that game. What a second game of the series. That was stunning. 2-0 Army A. I'm done.
What?
I need some water.
That was I feel even worse for you. That's I was saying, play-by-play dream. Oh, you're casting all the time, but oh my god, for like that's you like talking for 45 minutes, casting over over 100, like as 120 kills. Like 120 kills. 120
kills in a British heat wave to add to it, where I've had to close my window because there's a thunderstorm turn up. I'm alive. Don't worry, I'm going.
Oh my. Well, I mean, this. If I try and analyze that, I mean, I'm thinking like really, really strong points of the match. It's got. I mean, there's just so many. It's sort of like all over the place. That game, honestly, it changed hands so many times. It was ridiculous. Like, it was, I was like, oh, it's 100% BTC's got this, 100% Army's got this, 100% BTC's got this. And then every single time, either through a mistake or some miraculous huge play, the game actually flips on its head and it's the other team. And I'm like, oh, 100%. Yeah, next fight. All right, we're done. We're going to see one more fight here. Oh, yeah, they just got to take down the towers now. It's easy.
That critical decision making, sort of 35 minutes on there. BTC were in the base of Army A twice. They had the opportunity to take Mansell. They had the opportunity to take Baron. They tried to end the game twice instead and failed. 2 ultimates or 2 sets of saves from Senpai Gun on the fiddle, saving the game, and from there just kept turning. And to top it all off, a Drake where you have a Vigar and a Jinx. You've got stuff to blow it up. It should not be stolen by Syndra Q. Yeah. So just those little finite moments, the little finite details could have gone either way. Yeah, it's real credit.
Yeah, it's not even just that, you have people to blow it up. You can just simply drag it out a bit further. So the Syndra simply doesn't have the range to go in and take it. That was really, really big. When you see these fights, going on like such small margins, that small shield you actually get from the Mountain Soul ends up being really, really impactful. Especially if that actually ended up going over the other way and you got to see even more tanky stats coming in for the Leona and the Poppy. You could have seen the fights last a bit longer. But, I mean, each fight, you could say, was very predictable within the first few seconds because either Jinx was completely free and the fight was too spread out, or Jinx died pretty quickly. And after that, the rest of the team fight was just sort of a formality. Like, you knew who the winner and the loser was each time. But that was sort of just the really interesting thing. You'd just constantly be keeping your eyes on the Jinx. Oh, is the Syndra about to press ulti? Is she in range to it? Oh, is Yasuo about to hit a huge knockup? It was really exhilarating to just try and sit down and watch those team fights.
An incredible game to finish off. But there you have it, folks. 2-0 for the side of Army A. Your I've forgotten the name again. Crossline Fires, Crossfire Liners, something like that. Army A, congrats to them. 2-0 against BTC with a fantastic game to close out. A reminder in chat, thank you so much for all of you tuning in today. A final reminder, this was all in the name of charity. NHS Charities is the cause, all for COVID relief. If you're looking to donate anything, it's super, super appreciated. Links are in the chat, or you can click the donate button below the stream now. The big green donate button is available. Anything you can give is super appreciated. In the meantime, we will probably leave it there after such a fantastic series. I need a nap after that one. So if you want to follow us, my Twitter, GrantR_XL. James, yours is at the Governor Lol, if I'm correct.
That is correct, Grant. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Yes, follow us on Twitter. Go donate.
On Twitter, donate, follow, you name it. Follow the British Army Esports here who've put on a great show, and thank you to them for setting this all up and running it, all for such a great cause. In the meantime, we're going to leave it there. I've been Grant, and this has been James with me, and we will see you next time.
See ya.